Marlene Holt's mother, Marlene Holt, has finally spoken, and her words have shaken the entire Huntsville community and beyond. For years, Marlene has stood by quietly while her son's life unraveled in public. She watched him make mistake after mistake, and she watched people debate about him, his ex-wife Melody Sherry, and his longtime mistress Arionne Curry. But now, she has finally said enough. She didn't come with yelling, she didn't come with cursing, and she didn't come with fake tears. She came with truth, calm and steady, and it was the kind of truth that no one could ignore. When a mother finally decides to speak out, especially after holding her tongue for so long, that truth carries a weight that no rumor or clapback on Instagram can touch. And this moment right here has completely changed the way people are looking at Martell, Arion, and even Melody. Marlene has been there through it all. She saw Martell's marriage to Melody Sherry fall apart. She saw him sneak around for over 10 years with Arionne Curry. She saw him lose his businesses, his respect, and his reputation in the community. She saw him become the center of endless fights on love and marriage, Huntsville. She saw people like Marceau Scott, Maurice Scott, Kimmy Scott, and even Miss Wanda call him out. Yes, even Miss Wanda, who is usually busy stirring trouble for everybody else, had to step in and tell Martell the truth about himself. So when Marlene finally stepped forward and said she was done, people knew this was serious. Because if his own mother is tired of covering for him, then the excuses are over. What really caught people's attention, though, was how Marlene spoke about the women in Martell's life. When she spoke about Melody, there was a deep level of respect in her tone. Marlene acknowledged that Melody may not have been perfect, but she respected her strength, her ability to keep the family together, and the way she carried herself through so much chaos. Melody was the mother of Martell's 4 children, the woman who helped him build businesses, and the woman who stood by him in public even when he was crumbling behind the scenes. Marlene recognized all of that, and she gave Melody her flowers in a way that many people weren't expecting. But when it came to Arionne Curry, the tone was completely different. Marlene did not hold back. She made it clear that Arion brought nothing but chaos into Martell's life. She said that Arion had no motivation, no drive, and no real purpose. She described her as someone who brought instability and destruction instead of balance and support. And when those words come from a man's own mother, they hit differently. That's not gossip. That's not internet speculation. That is the woman who raised him saying the other woman has been nothing but toxic. That kind of truth can't be brushed aside. Marlene even went further, saying that Arion has been abusive toward Martell. Now, that statement sent shockwaves everywhere. Because for years, Martell has been seen as the villain. He's the one who cheated on Melody, lied for years, and embarrassed his family. But Marlene's comments have flipped the script for some people. She suggested that behind closed doors, Arion has mistreated Martell, and that he has been stuck in a cycle that he doesn't know how to escape from. Fans are now debating whether Marlene is simply protecting her son's image or if she's revealing something real that people didn't know. Either way, her words have people looking at Martell's situation differently. Of course, Arion did not stay silent. She never does. As soon as Marlene's comments started spreading, Arion took to Instagram, clapping back at fans and painting herself as the victim. She reminded people that she wasn't the only one at fault, claiming Martell pursued her and that her side of the story has never been told properly. But no matter what she said, people kept coming back to one question: how do you argue with a mother's truth? When the person speaking is the very woman who raised the man you've been tied to for a decade, your clapbacks just don't carry the same weight. This moment has also highlighted Martell's entire pattern of behavior. Because let's be honest, he has been in the middle of nearly every major drama on love and marriage, Huntsville. He has fought with Marceau Scott, clashed with Maurice Scott, argued with Kimmy Scott, and even got called out by Miss Wanda. He has pointed fingers at everybody but himself, and he has dragged Melody through years of public embarrassment. And yet, when his own mother says enough, that's a wake-up call he can't ignore. It's like the end of the road for excuses. But what makes this even more powerful is what it says about Melody. Marlene's comments prove something that fans have been saying for years: Melody was never the problem. She was the strength, the stability, and the balance. She was the one holding the family together while Martel was chasing chaos. And now, with even his mother saying it out loud, that truth is undeniable. Melody has already moved on, building her businesses, signing deals, walking red carpets, and showing the world that you can rise above pain. And Marlene's words only make her look stronger. Meanwhile, Arion is once again at the center of the storm. She has never been a main cast member, but her shadow has loomed over every season. Every time Martel's name comes up, hers isn't far behind. Fans don't respect her, the cast doesn't want to be around her, and Melody's supporters see her as the reason the family fell apart. And now, with Marlene openly criticizing her, even more people are turning against her. The rest of the cast is also watching closely. Letitia Scott is known for throwing subliminals on social media, and you can bet she's already crafting a post or two in reaction to this. Marceau is probably staying quiet to avoid drama, but he knows this situation is explosive. Kimmy Scott, being the peacemaker, would likely say that Martel needs to break the cycle and finally cut ties with Arion for good. Destiny Payton, with her blunt personality, would probably call Martel out for letting women control his life instead of taking responsibility. And Carlos King, the mastermind behind the show, is probably somewhere smiling, because this is the kind of drama that makes reality TV go viral. But behind the entertainment, there's a deeper question. If Arion really is mistreating Martel, does that make him more sympathetic? Some fans say yes, that no one deserves abuse, no matter what they did in the past. Others say no, that this is simply karma coming back to him after everything he put Melody through. And then there are people who think Marlene might just be exaggerating to protect her son. This debate is raging online, and it's not slowing down anytime soon. At the same time, there are whispers about the future of love and marriage. Huntsville. Fans are frustrated. They feel like the show has become too toxic, too repetitive, and too focused on recycled drama. Some are even saying that the network is considering pulling the plug unless things change. Others believe this might all be part of a bigger plan to rebuild the franchise, possibly shifting to a digital streaming format or even giving Melody her own show. Imagine a series focused on her motherhood, her businesses, and her healing journey, without Martel or Arion dragging her down. If that happens, it could completely change the landscape of the franchise. But for now, all eyes are on Martel and Arion. Will he finally cut ties with her, listen to his mother, and start making changes? Or will he stay stuck in the same cycle of drama, lies, and chaos? Marlene's words have put him at a crossroads. His next moves will show whether he's ready to grow or whether he'll keep falling deeper into the same toxic patterns. And here's the bigger truth, Marlene's decision to speak out is not just about Martel. It's about a mother who has carried the weight of watching her child self-destruct in public. It's about a grandmother who loves all her grandchildren but can't ignore the pain behind how one of them came into this world. It's about a woman who has stayed silent for years but finally decided to put the truth out there. That kind of truth is powerful. It can't be dismissed, no matter how many Instagram lives Arion does or how many excuses Martel tries to make. This moment is bigger than gossip. It's about accountability, about family, and about cycles of behavior that need to be broken. And it has left fans divided but deeply engaged. Some are siding with Marlene, some are defending Arion, and some are just watching the fallout unfold. But one thing is for sure, after this, nothing will ever be the same. Marlene Holt now has a choice to make. He can keep defending Arion, blaming Melody, and clashing with the rest of the cast. Or he can finally listen to his mother, recognize the truth, and start building a better path for himself and his children. Whether he takes that step remains to be seen, but one thing is clear, Marlene's voice has changed the game. And from here on out, the drama in Huntsville is only going to get more intense.